Hello, friends. A couple minutes early. Just an intimate affair tonight. No Samantha, just me and you. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. I said I'm not drinking tonight, but this is just wine. It doesn't count. All right. I have no format or expectations tonight. Just if you're a regular listener, a regular chatter, I'm here for your conversation. That's all. So give me your thoughts, please, and I'll answer what I can answer. And if it's not within my purview, I'll tell you that too. It has not been easy to do the last couple of days of radio just because it sort of takes us out of show mode, and it's hard to get back into it. It's a hard transition, but hopefully now that all the news and information's out of the way, we can have some fun for the next week or so and then start planning new stuff. Why do you hate Bone? I hate him. I hate him so much. You guys still doing Pizza Madness next year? We're planning on it. We're planning on doing a combination Pizza Madness between the two shows because we need to get Tyvis's pizza game up because he told me yesterday that all pizza tastes pretty much the same. So I don't know how to respond to that. He also thinks that Coke and Pepsi taste the same. So since we're changing things, can you change my nickname, Evil Bald Colin? What would you like your nickname to be? First of all, I'm not giving you permission to name yourself, but I'm open to suggestions. I'm sorry, Jen, I started 2 minutes early. I'm an overachiever. This is the first step towards abandoning sports altogether, true or false? Well, you can say we've been doing that for a long time, right? Sports has always been a jumping off point, but if nothing is interesting, then I'm not going to pretend that I'm interested by it. Will there be more sports with Timmy? No, there's going to be less. I'll tell you that right now. Is it the station's call for Bone and CM splitting? It was requested of us. It was their idea, right? But ultimately, we had to sign off on it. And after 12 years and Bone wanting to be at home during the afternoons with his daughters, now that they're getting older, I mean, he's going to have a daughter that's going to be going to college soon. He wants to spend as much time as he can with the girls because by the time he gets home, they have after school activities at night, right? And his oldest daughter is doing show choir stuff, and so they don't get a chance to have dinner together. They don't get a chance to really hang out together before it's time to get ready for bed. So it's a nice change for him. Are you still going to talk to Jason Stark? Yes, I won Jason Stark in the divorce. I won all our guests. In fairness, Bone wants to cultivate his own stack of experts and guests, which he should be doing with a new show. So Rimmer, Jason Stark, Adam Rittenberg, they're all sticking with me. Beamer taking a big pay cut. No, he's a contracted employee. He's taking no pay cut. Uh, it's not osteo. It's not osteoporosis. What it was? What is it? Diverticulitis. Diverticulitis. Fat Boy Food Tip staying around? No, it's not. I think we'll do something weekly with a food segment, but I got to tell you, there's going to be food talk every day. Whether it has an official segment name or not is irrelevant. And actually, Jordan, maybe you can come on and join us and give us your recommendations since you know more than I. I'm going to change pretty much all of the benchmark segments. This is a chance to start fresh, at least from that perspective. Look, the show's not going to be that much different because it's me. I'm on it. And you know, Timmy, he's on the show too. And he fills in all the time. So it's not like we're going to show up and start reading Masterpiece Theater. But as far as like inside the NFL, which is something I wasn't crazy about anyway, and on campus and crap like that, that's all going to go away. We'll have other segments that we come up with, other benchmark segments, but that sort of news and notesy stuff. Yeah. If we're going to do something like that, Timmy's been hosting Buckeye Show. He's been plugged in over at the university for a long time, right? I want to take advantage of his Ohio State connections and knowledge, not just for football and basketball, but other sports that maybe we don't talk about very much. That's not to say we're going to do whole segments, but little nuggets here and there, a little info from Timmy. I think that's good. We take advantage of his strengths. Bring back the rundown. Actually, we're making a joke that I think we're going to bring back the rundown for the final show on Wednesday. We're going to do something like that. Who takes care of all the podcast stuff? That should be a seamless transition for all of you. If you subscribe to the podcast, then you won't have to do anything else. When it comes to Bones' show in the morning with Tyvis, that'll be a completely new podcast feed, as far as I understand. So you will have to find that and subscribe to it, and they'll let you know how to do that. Who's producing for Bone and Tyvis or Ty? Bodie Wells. I'm Bodie Wells. Oh, you know what? What's funny is that big voice guy making dollar signs for this. Just to have a little bit of a different sound, we have a different big voice guy coming for the new show. And it's going to be a voice that I think most of you recognize. I still love our big voice guy, and he's going to do most of the stuff for the station, but we're going to tweak up the sound just a little bit. Is the last show going to be one of them? I have no idea, but I will tell you that it will be complete and total nonsense for 3 hours. And we reserve the right to do that. It's been 12 years, and however we want to do it on that Wednesday is how we're going to do it. We will have no plan, I'll tell you that. And there will be some alcoholic beverages consumed. New show open in the works? Yes, of course. Can you have Leanna Ray on as a guest sometime? I haven't heard from Leanna in a while, and I don't want to bother her. She made the decision to sort of step away from this radio life, and we had a little bit of communication after she left, and then she sort of pulled away from social media, which I totally understand. So she can always reach out to me, and she's always welcome, but I don't want to push. Bone and Beam not united continuing. I don't think so, just because the schedules will be too different. But I don't know. I have no idea. You're going to talk golf with Timmy only if it's interesting. Where was Fishman today? He was in his office dealing with lots of paperwork. Uh, I hope you both guest on each other's shows. We're going to. I think once we start, we're going to sort of let each other get our sea legs, right? And maybe we won't do that for the first couple months, but as we get more comfortable, that's the plan. I want to have synergy between afternoon drive and morning drive. It's important. Is this why Timmy's been on the show more frequently lately? No, not really. I mean, I always sort of thought we wanted to, when one of us was out, knowing that it would be mostly Timmy filling in, we wanted it to be less jarring to the listeners, right? Sometimes you tune in and there's a guest host and you automatically say, oh, it's a fill in. I don't care. I'm going to tune out. But if you hear a little bit of Timmy every single day, all of a sudden, then when there's a guest host in there, when Bone and I are out, you're more apt to stick around. That's what the numbers have shown us. That's what the research has shown us. So we incorporate Tim a little bit more. You get used to him as part of the show. So when one of us is gone, it doesn't feel like something's missing. What's your favorite audio bit that T-Bone got in the divorce? We haven't sorted that out yet. As a matter of fact, tomorrow on tomorrow's show, we're going to go through all the audio bits and claim them for the shows. And some I think maybe will just retire and neither show has it. So we'll have to see. Join us tomorrow. What was the reason Bobby was sort of pushed out? Bobby's going to be doing his show on a digital platform. He just signed a new contract with the intention of doing this show. So, I mean, he signed up. There's no pushing out. So he's going to do more television stuff, as far as I understand. So, you know, I didn't listen to them this morning. I have no idea what their take is on it, but I can't control how other people react. The first interview to be Bob Todd. We'll try and find him. Did you consider Matt Andrews as a co-host? No, Matt's a good guy, but he's a play-by-play guy, and he's very busy doing that. Felt like Beamer getting the morning show was a promotion from Buckeye's show stint one. Is this still an upgrade or a downgrade? I don't know if it's anything. I mean, he's under contract. He has the opportunity now to shape this however he wants. Um, I find it hard to believe that Morning Juice is entirely his vision because when you're working with another personality, you have to conform, right? Uh, and make compromises. Now he doesn't. Now he has an opportunity to go out there and really be the ringleader on that. And not just on Buckeye Show, but on other Ohio State programming that we have. So it's worked out well for Timmy. Timmy's excelled in that position. Sometimes life isn't how we thought it was going to be. Timmy was hosting with Beanie Wells. They had a daily show, didn't work out for whatever reason. And he was doing Buckeye Show stuff. And he put his all into it, made it a very good show, built some really nice connections. And now he's worked his way into afternoon drive. So there's no reason why that can't be the same sort of pathway for Beamer. Live ping pong match. That may be difficult. You know what I bet they will do though during the commercial breaks on YouTube? They'll put them on the screen from the security cam. What time do you go into the station for pre-show prep? Depends on the day, but like today I was in there at about 11:15, but it depends on the day. Actually, tomorrow we are taping a commercial for 10 TV, me and Timmy. So I think we're doing that at noon. So I don't know. Will Carp have a co-host for Morning Juice, or is he solo? He's going to do it with Tito. Tito's going to do it with him 6 to 8. Can you share the Bodie Wells ball drops? Sorry, Bodie's a very quiet guy, so that when he says something with force and flavor, it means more. And I really even forget what he was pissed off about, because that was probably about a year ago. But I think we all just sort of looked at him and gave him one of these, even if we didn't agree with him, just because we respected the passion. Thank God we don't have Common Man and Tito. Your lips to God's ears. What's the anticipated ratings loss / gain? I said this the other day. I don't lose. I've been number one since the day I got here, and I'll remain number one. I expect there to be a ratings gain in mornings as well. And I expect Bobby's new show on YouTube to really prop up our YouTube numbers. And look, people are consuming things differently now, right? We're not just a radio station, we're an audio company. And that's why we've remained successful. That's why we're the top rated sports station in the country, depending on which, monthly ratings book you're looking at. We've, when I first started working at the Fan, we had 2 local shows, right? We had Spielman on Sports was an hour, and then we had an afternoon drive show, and that's it. Now we're essentially going to have 2 morning shows and live and local all day long, and then play by play and crap like that. But I think it'll be good for everybody. So let's not be, hey, Super Bowl brownies, let's not be mean here, okay? Let's have this be a positive space, all right? Little Italy, you seem to know how radio works pretty well. I'm surprised. You should come to the radio station and tell us how to do things. You tried. Well, send that resume in again. I'll give it a look. Tito loves to be in the wood chipper. That's his safe space. Have you shed any pizza madness weight yet? No. No, much to my wife's chagrin. Actually, I bought and it's sitting in a box upstairs. I bought like a plank thing, to try and, I don't know, man. I saw people doing it on Instagram. If you feed me an Instagram ad, chances are I'm gonna buy it, even if it says stop shaving your vagina. I just moved to Taiwan. Well, awesome. Say hello to Taiwan for me. We're not going to do Wild Card Wednesday, but we'll do Jason's Beef. We'll do Rimmer's segment. Are you keeping the burner phone? Yes, I'm keeping the burner phone. Don't worry. You know why national radio sucks? Because they just don't care. That's the problem. Is that they put dudes on their radio that they're not confident in for television, and then they're shocked when the radio product isn't very good. And that's frustrating. And yet they still charge their radio affiliates like they're providing them with quality programming. I mean, stations like ours, we can just say, all right, enough of that. Local programming for us. Most stations who carry ESPN radio programming, smaller market stations, they don't have that type of budget. They can't do that. They have to run that syndicated programming, which has just been turning more and more to crap. You're not blocked on the burner phone. Nobody's blocked on the burner phone. That would require me knowing how to block people on the burner phone. You still doing game show? I don't know. Are you planning on any new guest segments? Gottlieb, Cowherd, etc. Yeah, we're going to get Florio on too. We're going to have Gottlieb, Cowherd, and Florio on all in the same segment. It's going to be called Mike Eats a Gun. Did you expect 12 years when you started with Bone? No. Nobody expects that type of. I didn't expect 22 years almost when I started working here. I thought I'd be here for a couple of years, move on, and that would be it. And then I stayed, got married, had success, and now I wouldn't go anywhere else. Tyvis is going to mornings with T-Bone. Are we drinky on the show next Wednesday? You bet your ass we're drinky on the show next Wednesday. I even got T-Bone a nice little parting gift that perhaps we will crack open on the air. Bone and I had talked about perhaps down the road, once we both get settled, maybe we'll do something together on podcast. Who knows? I have no idea. Any concern that you and Timmy are too good of buds to host a show together? Yes, there is a concern there, but I think because we're both aware of it, that's something that we'll work on. But that's a good question. Yeah, I think about that stuff, and I weighed that decision before I said yes to any sort of move like this. So, and so did he, because this is his opportunity too, to shine and show what he's got. And yeah, it's something that we both have to think about. Will the queen still show up once in a while? Of course she will, because I can't help it. I actually get physically possessed by her, and I can't help it. I do it in my everyday life. Just leaving the radio station today, I'm saying goodbye to Bone and Fish. See you tomorrow, and it just bye-bye. That's what comes out of me off the air. So on the air, of course, she's going to continue to make appearances. Can I wear a Columbus Chill jersey to a CBJ game? Yes, you can, because that's history there. There's a historical precedent. What's your favorite WrestleMania match? I went to WrestleMania 13 in the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. So I know they just put the Bret Hart Stone Cold Steve Austin match in the Hall of Fame. I was there for that, and it was awesome. I'll tell you that. You know what, Angela? They upgraded the food in the fan cafe. It's not as fun. Actually, Timmy and I were up there today looking at the stuff, and it actually looked halfway decent. I'm pissed off. I wanted the most disgusting stuff ever. Oh, I also want to point out, I've gotten a lot of really nice messages from you guys the last couple days. And while I may not have time to reply to all of them, I certainly do read all of them, and I appreciate all of them more than you know. So thank you so much. Oh, Teddy's coming with me. He's not going anywhere. Had some combos with the cracker instead of pretzel. They're very good. Yes, cracker greater than pretzel, unless the pretzel is soft and bready and we can dip it in things. Was there any consideration for Tyvis to be your co-host? Yeah, I thought about that. Um, I thought about a couple different possibilities. You start to think about all this stuff where it's like, well, if I'm not going to do it with Bone, who would I be comfortable doing it with? And I definitely thought about Tyvis. And at the end of the day, while I think that would be a really good show, I'd have fun working with him. I think that Tyvis's energy, just his natural energy, is good for morning. Focaccia recipe, I'll do it, I promise, at some point. Oh, Bones here. Will you take calls now that T-Bone, who hates callers and fun, has been pushed out by Timmy Hall? Yes, we're going to take calls all day. All day. Remember when we took calls on that Wild Card Wednesday? Yeah, it was good. Watch Star Wars yet? No. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. I just haven't seen it recently, and I didn't pay off on my teas. People just type Torg. Yeah, all right. Get into sourdough or just focaccia guy. I don't have the patience for sourdough. I've decided. I tried. I just didn't. I didn't like the results. I made the most amazing Indian spiced focaccia. That sounds intriguing, unless there's ginger in it, and then I don't want it. Embrace gambling. I don't really gamble. If I talk about it sometimes, but it would be inauthentic if I talked about it all the time. Is your hello Jay Burson or Jeff Rimmer? I do everyone is hello, right? I do Burson is hello, hello. I do Rimmer is hello, hello. Little different, both high pitched. I'll do the Queen as hello, hello. I don't know why hello is my starting point for everybody. Can you guys still try and talk about the Crew? Yeah, sure. I like watching the Crew. I mean, I can't promise you that we're going to talk about them with any sort of real knowledge and authority, but as long as you don't mind just some idiot, like I watched the entire game on Saturday. Here was my big analysis or analysis, as I like to call it, from on Monday. Man, if that goal was 30 feet high, the Crew would have won 9-1. So if you like hearing wonderful analysis like that, then yeah, we're going to talk about the Crew. Is morning drive still the premier spot in radio? Is Tyvis ready for that? Lots of responsibility. Tyvis works his ass off. I mean, I've never seen a guy who works more than this guy. I mean, he's hosting shows up in Cleveland, and he's driving down 71, and he's pulling into the radio station to do shows here. So yeah, I think he's ready for it. Is morning drive still the premier spot? Not like it was, only because people's listening habits have changed just naturally over time. And COVID sort of changed a lot of stuff too with people working from home. There wasn't as many people on the roads. Now that has changed a little bit. That's gone back a little bit, but no, it's not. If we're talking about morning drive like in 1980, 85, no, it's different. It's important, but it's not the same as it was. Well, I know Samantha tonight. Well, it's a school night for her, and she knows that I had to get down to business with you guys tonight. So I got about 10 more minutes with you guys, and then I got to read her a book, and then it's time for bed. I'm disappointed Morning Juice won't be on the morning on the radio. It will. It'll be on HD3. Most newer cars, even if you don't know if it has it on there, they have HD3. So you'll see a little HD icon on your dash. If you click it once, it takes you to 1460. If you click it again, it'll take you to HD3. Morning Juice will be on HD3 at 6 o'clock. What else was I going to say? Oh, also streaming on the app. So is HD radio available on my 93 Geostorm? No, but props to you for keeping a 93 Geostorm running and on the road, my friend. Tito on Morning Juice is not Morning Juice. Isn't Tito on Morning Juice pretty much all the time anyway? Isn't he just a natural fill-in on Morning Juice? And but you know what? I understand that you get a certain attachment to people. Trust me, I grew up listening to radio too and forming attachments to these people that I heard every single day. You get familiar with them and their stories and their lives, even though you don't really know them personally. You feel like you do, and I get that sometimes change is difficult. It's difficult for me too. My first inclination is to run away from change, and I have to sort of force myself sometimes to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I think Beamer is going to do a great job on Buckeye Show, and I'm excited to have him more on my show with crosstalk and filling in and stuff like that. And I think you really get to see another layer of him that maybe you didn't get to see sitting next to Bob. Is Hunan Lion ever going to reopen? I have no idea. Please, someone give me some sort of information. Yes, Jen Shark is going to produce Morning Juice through July. So he'll be producing the new Bobby YouTube version, and then Shark is going to retire. That's his decision. I'd love Shark to stick around. Guys like Shark are hard to find. He knows how to do everything, and he's good at everything. But he's been looking forward to this retirement for a long time. So God bless. When will Jen be on to drop F bombs? You know what? I'll make a promise to you that I'm going to have Jen on with me very soon. And she will not just F bomb it, she will CUNT it all over the radio. I have faith in her. Are they doing Morning Juice at Bob's house or in the studio? They're actually building a new studio in our studios specifically for that show. So it's under construction now. Is the show still going to interact with the chat? Yes, absolutely. No, Tito's not getting a new studio. Bobby's getting a new studio. Tito's just tagging along. Is the F word and the C word fines the same from the FCC? You know what? I don't know the answer to that. Let's test it out. Will you ever want to do morning shows when Samantha grows up? Absolutely not. I started my career doing mornings, and I remember when Fish first took the job a couple of years back. One of the first questions he asked was, just starting to get to know and, what are you comfortable doing? What are you not comfortable doing? He said, would you ever be interested in hosting mornings? And I said, no, absolutely not. It's just not for me. I did it. I don't want to do it again. Oh, did Fishman come in here? See, there he is. He's not scared of you. He just had work to do today. Does your wife ever hear your impersonation of her? Yes, all the time. Does she like it? No. But she's hip to the jive. She knows that's part of the deal and the character and how I earn my living. How do the sponsors feel? Ultimately, the sponsors have individual relationships with people, right? So they'll go to wherever that person goes, but they're buying ratings and numbers and day parts. So I don't anticipate much pushback from sponsors. We haven't gotten any so far. Dom and Skip are returning. Oh my God. Please help us all. No changes to Bishop or Rothman shows. No, that's not to say there won't be in the future. I mean, this is the radio business. Anything's possible, but no. Did you take into consideration how Greg Olson feels about all this? Yes, I did. I called him and I said, Greg, how do you feel? And then he ranted and raved about Tom Brady, and I just hung up the phone. Bull, stop it. By the way, I make that joke often. Get on the rowing machine. That, my friends, is the Chuck Norris Total Gym. All right. You know when the last time I used that was? A while ago, before I threw out my back. All right, let's do a few more. I got 4 more minutes, and then it's bedtime for the kiddo. Did Tyvus have to give up any other shows to commit full time? Uh, yes and no. I don't. I think he had some sort of podcast he was going to do that he's not going to be able to do now. And I don't want to speak for him on that. And I don't know if he's still going to be doing that Ultimate Cleveland sports show, but just do it from down in Columbus. I don't know. Jen. You know what I like to do also? I want to incorporate the 10 TV people in with us more often. King is a good punching bag, man. He's almost like a Tito, and he just takes it. He keeps coming back, and he likes it, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And Nicole Sheeran is awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know her better because we're going to have her on the show, I think, once a week with Timmy. And, Dom does his thing with Bo. And I don't want to overuse Dom, but I get along with Dom well off the air. We have good banter, and I think that would be fun to incorporate him on occasion, as long as it doesn't chaps Bo's ass. And I miss Angela Pace too. Are you still going to do Common Man's Basement? As long as you guys like it and keep showing up, then sure. How do I get a job at the Fan? Email Fish, and hopefully you have some sort of experience. If not, hopefully you know how to flush the toilet after you piss. See, Fish put his email address right there. Fish is nothing but accessible. He's also very bald. Can you get Yolanda to make an appearance? Yolanda doesn't venture to our side of the building very often. I think she's scared of us, but she seems like a very nice lady. I have a lot of people ask me about Platinum Fox, who used to run the radio station. He actually runs Torg's station now. So Platinum Fox and Torg back together again, causing mayhem, getting chicks pregnant. I don't know how Chops is doing. I think he's active on social though. I know he became a dad. That's awesome. But I hope he's doing well. Yolanda was once the leader of the Fox 28 Kids Club. Yes, T-Bone was actually a member of that club, had a card, and he told her that once, and I think she got creeped out and ran away. Got to keep the bus stop updates. I'll be there tomorrow morning. Seems like you didn't like Timmy when he first showed up. No, I liked Timmy. Sometimes it takes me a while to really warm up to somebody, and I don't make friends easy. And because and it's hard because uh, if if I meet somebody from outside the radio station and they listen to the show, I always wonder if they want to be friends with Mike or they want to be friends with Common Man. So I sort of keep my distance from people. But I can genuinely say that Timmy and T-Bone and Tyvis is becoming that way too, becoming, my good friend. So I really think that this is going to be uh, good for everybody. I do. With that, it is time for me to call it a night. Thank you for caring enough to come tonight. Your questions and comments are always appreciated. Um, and look, the burner phone's always there. So the new show is going to start on May 12th. I hope you stick around with me and Bone until the end of our run on the 30th. The show on the 30th, my friends, is going to be ridiculous. I will promise you that, and we'll probably be inebriated. But have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Wildcard Wednesday. Fuck off.